Welcome. My name is Jim Hollinger with RiseUpTV.com, and we're glad to have you with us. If you have any questions or anything, you go to the chat box and can enter them in there, and we will address those later as we get started. The first thing I'd like to do is let you know that we've got a special broadcast with you today, some special announcements about some things that are going on that you're going to want to know about. And so let's go ahead and get started. In 1885, New York City had a problem. They were trying to figure out how to put the Statue of Liberty together. You see, it was sitting in boxes in a warehouse, and they didn't have enough money to put it together. They had asked Congress for help. Congress couldn't agree on how to do it. And New York City said they couldn't afford it. The state of New York said they couldn't help. And so what happened is the American people came together and they started thinking of ways that they could do that, coming up with a solution. How to put the Statue of Liberty together to let people know about the freedom and the things that we had to offer here and the liberty. Joseph Pulitzer decided to launch a fundraising campaign in his newspaper, the New York World. He raised over $100,000 from 160,000 donors. Now, folks, they were getting pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters. The city was overtaken with the goal of getting this thing done, and they gave what they could. They gave what they had. In 1982, President Ronald Reagan initiated a foundation that raised over $700 million to refurbish the Statue of Liberty for the centennial. He asked Lee Iacocca to head that up. Not only did they raise the $700 million, but it's still coming in because of the work they had done. Another president used fundraising. President Obama in 2008 raised over $500 million to fund his campaign to become president. So people ask me sometimes, is this legal? I said, well, two presidents have done it, and New York has done that, and people are doing it today. As a matter of fact, in 2012, President Obama put into law the law that says that you can raise funds through crowdfunding to fund a business. Banks weren't lending money, and they said, if you need money, go ahead and raise it through crowdfunding, the Jobs Act. Look it up on the internet if you'd like to know more about that. So the Statue of Liberty was put together, has been established, and it stands for freedom. And people through the years have come, they visited it. You can actually, if you look real close, you can see people up in the crown looking out over the city. So the people came up with a solution. Once again, though, we have a problem. You see, the middle-class Americans are facing a challenge. They're disappearing. They're trying to figure out how they can get things going and what they can do about it. So once again, there's been a solution that's been put together, and people have come up with a solution to do that. And that is, how do you raise that kind of money when you need to do that? What would you do with $100,000 if you had it? That was the question we asked in the video earlier before the program. The other question we want to know is, where would you get it? A lot of people are turning to crowdfunding for the answer. And it's a great way to turn, a great thing to do, but there's some things you need to know about it. You need to know what are the different types of fundraising projects. There's fundraising, there's crowdfunding, there's community funding, there's cooperative pool sharing. That's the one we want to talk about the most, and I'll tell you why as we go through this. And why most people who start a project don't succeed. Less than half of the people who do a fundraising project succeed and reach their goals. I'd like to tell you about Bob. Bob Grossenickel is a retired insurance agent, and for 45 years, he's been raising money with the Little League and helping them as a coach, as an ump, and also as a fundraiser. His goal is to raise $1 million and help the Little League challengers have their own ballpark. They need a ballpark that's got special needs. They need wheelchair ramps. They need access. They need to get wheelchairs for some of the kids, even power scooters. So that's their goal. And what they want to do is use cooperative funding because they see the value there of doing that. And that is, we give back to the people that give to us. That's called reward-based crowdfunding. And that's giving back to the public, back to the people. How does it work? Well, we're going to go back to the early pioneers for this one. You see, in the early days, when they wanted to build you moved into a neighborhood or a new city, a new town, they would get together and they would help each other build their homes, build their barns. That practice is still done today. What happens is the people would come into town, they'd want to get involved, they'd want to build a house, build a barn, and they would start together to raise the money to do that and to get the labor put together and get everything organized. The new person, though, had to help other people build theirs that were already on the list, and their name was added to that list. The same thing is done today. The Amish people do that. Habitat for Humanity does that. Before you can have a habitat home, you got to help build it. You got to help other people build theirs. And together, the job gets done. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you rather play football by yourself or be on a team, or basketball or baseball? It's more fun, it's easier when you're on a team. Why? Because you've got a lot more people enjoying the fun, and you've got coaching and everything else that you need to become a winner. That's what cooperative funding is. It's a team of people working together to get a job done. Word of mouth is the most powerful tool that you've got when it comes to that. Last year, paying off student loans grew over 4,017%. This is Alexis. She was overwhelmed because she had to pay her student bill, $5,000, and she didn't have the money. And everybody kept saying, Alexis, do a crowdfunding project. Do a crowdfunding project. That's really popular. And she said, well, will you help me? And they said, sure, we'll help you. And so they put together a project. They posted it on the internet. She was absolutely amazed. In 27 hours, she'd raised her $5,000. She went to her crowdfunding page and she thanked everyone. And I'm going to read this to you. Today, you showed me that there's love in this world and that hard work is never in vain, no matter how hopeless a situation seems. You are all incredible, and I will pay every cent forward as I continue on the road to success. She went on to receive $9,761, and she did graduate. Folks, that's what crowdfunding can do. It can help people receive money for ordinary things. If you have a spectacular project because of an accident or a health or special need, people will tend to give that just because of the nature of the project. But what do you do if you just need to raise money for something that's normal, for things that people want to do every day? How does it work? During the year, the reason I like our Rizeup platform is because during the year, you can change it. What is Alexis going to need next? When she gets out of school, she's going to need a place to stay. She's probably going to need furniture, transportation. Maybe she might have to support herself for a while before she finds the job she's looking for. Or if she decides to start a business with our platform, you can go ahead and grow your project as you grow, as the needs change. So you can do it in stages. And that's exactly what we do. We help people do that. We show them how to do that and what they can get done. This is Thelma. Her house is in a redevelopment zone. I don't know if you know what that means, but that means that it's slated to be torn down and new housing. They're building $300,000 houses around her old neighborhood. Her house is very old. The landlord is not putting any money into it because he knows that it's going to be sold and he doesn't want to put money into it. So she's finding herself a hard time keeping her warm. The house is cold, no air conditioning, and she's looking to raise the money so that she can afford to move. She's living there with two of her kids and a cat that he cuddles up with them to keep warm. And folks, she's looking to raise that money. Now, if you've got a project and you're looking for cooperative help, how does it work? Because what we do is we support each other, just like I'm telling you about her project. We promote and advertise different projects here all the time, and we want to help you raise the money that you need. And we're going to talk about how that's done in a little bit. This is Mitch. He's another person that I just signed up, and he invited 8 people to join in his first week. His goal is to provide veterans with the needs that they have, whether it's housing, special equipment, maybe it's somebody to take care of them if they've had some injuries in the war. And so that's his project. And we're going to help him do that. He's already got people excited about it. And we're going to hear from him a little bit later and how that progresses. So what is cooperative funding? What it is, instead of asking people to support you and give you money and support your project, what you want to do is turn that around and say, how can I help you? Would you like to pay off your college loan? Would you like to start a business? Would you like to get a down payment for a home? We can help. I went to a home show, and what I did is I went out there, and everybody's, they're looking at the stuff they want: new porch, new kitchen, new bathroom, awnings. And I went out there and I was talking to them about raising the money, and I said, all of you are here for the same thing. You want to improve your home. Why not work together and help each other fund each other's projects? And all of you can receive your projects with the normal funds the way that we have it set up. When you share this information with other people that have a need, they can become a part of your cooperative pool sharing. There are two ways that we receive our money, and that's what we want to talk about and share with you is how that works. So let's take a look at that. How does it work? How's it going to help you achieve your goals and your dreams that you didn't think people would be interested in supporting? First of all, we receive donations. When somebody gives you a donation, that money is put in your hand, in your wallet, in a card, they send it to you, or on your website, and they make a donation. You take that money, you put it in your wallet, and there's no charge for donations that are received that way. To set up a platform is $250, where a lot of companies, they charge 10%, 15%. Well, if you raise $1 million and you're paying 10% for that, that's $100,000. That can go a long way towards your goal. The other way we receive money is by our pool sharing. And this is the part that makes it easy for us to work together and to get funding for normal things that most people wouldn't look at as a reason to be raising money. You see, the middle class is disappearing because the economy is in such a tight strait that people are suffering right now. They don't know where to go. I heard a radio broadcast the other day, and they were talking about if people had an emergency that needed $400, how would you pay for it? Over half the people said they'd have to get it from somebody because they don't have it available. They don't have it on their credit card. They don't have it in their bank book. People are living paycheck to paycheck now, just trying to survive, waiting for this economy to break. We've got the solution. All right. For $250, you can create a platform. And what you do is you have a platform and you can go ahead and begin to raise money, but you do it by helping other people. You know Rick, and you say, hey, Rick, I know you're getting married in 6 months. I'm wondering, how would you like to take your wife on vacation overseas on an all expense paid trip? He says, well, I can't afford that, but I can afford $250. How's that work? You say, well, when you have a platform, you can invite other people to do the same thing. And when you do and they enroll, they pay $250. You're going to be paid $120 of that. That's a commission that gets paid to you. Then the company's going to take another $120 and they're going to take that money that's theirs and they're going to put that into pool sharing, of which you're going to receive the 10 different pools of shares. The next thing you want to do is you want to invite somebody else. Maybe you know somebody that's graduating. You say, how'd you like to get rid of that school bill? Or maybe save up for your kids to go to college. So they say, that sounds great. So they enroll. You're going to receive $120. And then another $120 is going to go into pool sharing. Now, when that happens, something else just happened. You see, when you invite two people, that starts your pool sharing. You're qualified for 10 different pools of money. Those two become your qualifier. That qualifies you for all the rest as people grow and as people follow and as people become a part of the team. It's the power of duplication. You shared this with two people. The next thing that they want to do is do the same thing. They want to share with two people. So they're looking for people that have a project. Maybe they want to help the environment. Maybe they have a medical need or a dental need. Perhaps they need a new car or a used car, or they'd like to take their hobby and turn it into an income or support it. So you sponsor two projects each, and now you've got 6 people working together. They go out and they tell 2 people each, and it just continues to grow. That's how the Little League gets funded. That's how people can pay for their vacations. That's how people can go ahead and get involved in the internet and become a crowdfunding coach, or how they can remodel their home. There is no limit to what you can fund, and there's no limit to how many dollars you can raise. It's up to you and what your needs are. I'm going to talk about now exactly how we are paid and how it works. And so as I do that, we want to take a look here. And I want to share some stuff with you that's very important. And that is, I'm going to show you the examples mathematically of what would happen in a perfect world if everybody followed these examples. It's not a perfect world. It's unlikely you're going to receive donations exactly the way that I'm showing you here. But this is how it works. I started out asking you what you would do with $100,000. The first thing you need to know is to receive the $100,000, there's some pre-work that's got to be done. You need to invite 2 people at least to qualify for pool sharing. So your first job is to go out and share this with 2 people who want to join and do the same thing. When you do that, you're going to receive $240 in your wallet, and $240 goes into pool sharing. The next thing you want to do is help the 2 people that you just invited to do exactly the same thing. They're going to be paid exactly the same way you are, $240 in their wallet and $240 in the pool sharing. Now, this is when it starts to get interesting because all donations that people give them, remember, are above this. On the third pool, there's 4 people in there. That money is taken in and placed into the pool. There's $960 that's going to be in that pool. As soon as you qualify and somebody follows you, you receive a $240 check. You're going to receive these checks as they come in, as people come into the pool until you've received $960. How long will it take? That depends. It's been done in a week. It's taken a month. Why? Because some people get started right away. They go out like Mitch did, and they tell 6, 8 people right away. Some people they want to study everything. They want to learn how it works. It takes a little longer for them to get started because they want to be comfortable with it and how it works. But it doesn't matter. That's what's going to happen. On number 4 pool, there's 12 people in that pool. The checks are for $480. There's $5,760 in that pool. You can receive those checks one at a time. You can receive checks while you're still receiving them from the other pool, or you can start receiving them from the next pool. They can be spread out just according to how people come in and how quick they want to do this. There's 28 people in the next pool. The checks are $960 all the way up to $26,880. On the 6th pool, there's 60 people in that pool. The checks are $1,920. Starts getting fun there, doesn't it? um, then a total of $115,360 is in that pool. Now, let me ask you a question. If that's the kind of money that you were looking to raise, congratulations, you've just done it. You've just met that goal. But some people need more, and so there's more to be here. And let's go to the next pool. In the next pool, the checks are $3,840. That's a total of $476,000. So if you were wanting to pay off all of your credit cards and a home, you just did it. But what if you need to raise more, like the Little League? They're looking to raise $1 million. If you're a church and you want to build a new church, you need $5 million. You can do that. You can go all the way up to the 10th pool. How does that work? If you notice, all these numbers are doubling. So that's the size of checks. So the farther you go, the larger the checks get. The pool just keeps growing, and it's shared with people who are on that pool. And that's all the people that are there. So that's the share that you would receive. We're not going to go into these numbers, and the reason for it is because you can figure that out yourself. But our goal was to raise $100,000. We did it, and I showed you what the next step would be. Let's just say you wanted to build a new house. Well, you're going to want to fund it, right? With furnishings, and that can be expensive. So there's other things that you can use the money for. Maybe you want to start a business, or if you're living out here in the woods, you might want to start a logging business. Rise Up makes its money in 2 ways. First of all, there's no fee for donations. We've talked about that. All donations that are given to you are above the money that we just saw. $10 of the $250 goes to the company. That's the money that covers the expense for them enrolling you and keep maintaining the websites and the servers. Whenever Rise Up sends you money from the pool sharing, they deduct 20% up to $50 for the fee. So when you get a check, they'll take 20% and it's no more than $50. So that means if you receive a check for $250 to $10,000 or more, the fee will be just $50. When Sam put this together and had an idea, he said, you know what? I want to pay out as much money as we can out into the field. We want to take that pool sharing and let that grow and let that really help people and to get it going. That's what our goal is. So the bottom line is, do you know anyone, maybe yourself or a friend, that needs to raise money for any type of dream project? They've got a dream and we can help them fund it. We can help. What you want to do is invite them to take a look at this. And I want to tell you about some early bird specials that we have going on that end Sunday midnight. We're doing 4 of these webinars a day, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And when you invite 2 people, you're going to receive $240. And for each person that you invite after that, after your first 2, you'll receive $240 for each one. They're going to pay you the sales commission and the pool money up front on the people that you invite. Make 2 sales and receive your debt elimination video course. We'll tell you more about that as we go on, but that's something I hear people say more than anything, that they'd like to get out of debt. And that course will show you how you can do it, how you can eliminate 100 mortgage payments without refinancing, without increasing your payments. How there'll be 5 new sales by Sunday, and you'll receive your own Rizeup TV channel. That's going to allow you to have a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on one-on-one presentations. And I'm going to actually demo that for you and show you how that works. So it's your turn. Become a part of the team. Join us. Become active. Enroll and follow the person. Get back with the person that invited you here and say, hey, how do I get started? What do I do next? This is the live broadcast that you receive if you bring in 5 people by Sunday. And this allows you to do one-on-one presentations. You can play the videos here, and videos don't play well on a broadcast, but they do when we program it for that. After they watch this video, you always ask them a question: what would you do with the $100,000? When they tell you, have them come down here to this box and enter it in here. If they say, I'd like to pay off my mortgage, I'd like to save money for a new house, enter that. Then put your name there as the person that invited them. Have them enter their email address and then their name. And then tell them about the different webinars that are going on each day so that they can invite theirs and get their people ready. Then you come down here, and this puts you in control of your presentation. You click on this video, and it goes up to the top stage, and it begins to play the whole presentation that we've just heard. If they want to donate to your page, they would come over here. They'd click on donate. When that comes up, they go ahead and they put in here the amount of money that they wanted to donate. If they say, I want to give you $100, they would go ahead and put that in there and then use their debit card and make their donation, and it would go to you on your credit card right into your bank. If you want to join, you would click here, take it to their page, and you want to make sure you're going to the page of the person that invited you. And you would come down here to sign up, and you go ahead and have them just fill in this information. They can sign up with Bitcoin. They can sign up with a credit card. The choice is up to them. After they sign up, they're going to want to create a project page. And that's what we were just showing you earlier. Everyone needs to have a project page. If you're going to raise money with crowdfunding, law says you've got to have a project page. And so the company says, until you have a project page, we'll pay you for your personal sales, but pool sharing has to be done because you've got a project page. Don't worry, we'll help you do that. We'll help you set that up. Come down here and you can go into the toolbox. There's testimonies here if you want to hear some testimonies, and you can play those. And what I like to do is send people here after a webinar It's WeShareFF.com, and they can listen to the different testimonies. This is the software that you receive for the debt elimination program. And if you take a look here, can't see it. Let me blow that up a little bit, okay? This person here is got 10 debts. He's 54 years old, just bought his retirement home, getting planning for retirement. He's going to have to pay back $441,000. $243,000 of that is interest. And one of the things we're going to be teaching you about debt elimination is your money needs to have babies, but it needs to have babies for you, not for the credit card company or the banks. And we're going to show you how to do that, how you can actually take your debt, turn it upside down, and use it to create wealth. We ran our analysis without increasing their payments, without borrowing any money. Their debt can be paid in 10 years, only paying $71,000 in interest and a total out of $272,000. That means they saved $172,000. When you refer your first 2 people, because that's what you need to do. So what I want to do is I want to reward you for doing what you need to do anyway. But when you do that, all you do is send me an email and say, I've got my 2, and I'll send you the software package, and I'll send you the instructions and the training videos that go along with this. This is the same course that I regularly sell for $350. And I've been doing that for 14 years. So folks, it's a great value and it'll help you get the job done. My name's Jim Hollinger. I'm a regional training center. And if you have somebody that says, hey, I want to get started, but what are my choices? I don't have any money. I want to share this with you, okay? There's 3 ways to get started. 1, you can join for $250 and create your own project. That's the best way. That allows you to start raising money immediately and put together your project. You can refer 1 to 3 people who join, and then I will take my $120 commission, or the person that invites you can take their $120 commission and give that back to you because it's yours, you earned it, and use it for your enrollment. Maybe you look at this and you go, you know what, I don't know if I really am interested in doing this, but I'd like to ask you a question. Do you know anybody else that would be good at this? Do you know anybody else that needs money and might be interested in what we have to offer? We'll give you a $50 referral commission for each person that joins us. So even if you don't want to do it, and the reason I put that in there is because if you ask my sister if she would be interested in this, she would tell you no. Okay, she's not computer literate. She just wouldn't be her thing. But if you said, do you know somebody that would be good at this? Who do you think she would tell you? Right, I'd be the first name. And so if she said to me, hey, Jim, I got this video I need you to look at, and I'm thinking about joining this, or I think you'd be good at this. Would you do me a favor and look at it? Then I would do it. I would do it for her. And so she would get $50 for just referring me to them and when I joined, okay? So that's kind of what we have to offer, folks. And I know you may have questions. You want to get back with the person that invited you. And they can help you get started. Talk to you later. Do you have any questions? I don't see anything in the chat box here. So it looks like we've got everything covered. I'll look forward to seeing you, and you have 2 days. We want to help you get your commissions and your bonus and promotion in the next 24 hours. So we'll be here 3 times today and 4 times tomorrow to help you do that. Thanks for being with us. Look forward to talking to you. Get back with the person that invited you. Bye now.